Yo, what is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. In this video today, we are going to be going over the top 10 cards in NBA 2K21 for under 10,000 MT. Now, a little disclaimer before I go any further. I probably will miss out on some of these cards because there's a lot of cards in the game. I went through kind of each of these sets and kind of deciphered which of the cards I thought might be a possibility and which cards might not. But I'm bound to miss out on one or two guys. So if I miss out on anybody, comment them down below to help not only me out see your comment, but also help everybody else out watching this video. Before we go any further, if you are new to the channel and have not yet, please smash that subscribe button as we're on the road to 40,000 subscribers. So starting the list off at number 10, we're going to go with the guy that's been around for a while in Amethyst, Richie Greer. Now you guys can see the price tag of Richie here. You can get one for 9 to 10,000 MT. This one even has an extra Hall of Fame badge here. I don't know what it's Showtime. Is that the extra Hall of Fame badge? I don't know if he gets any Showtime dunks. For example, if he can get Showtime dunks and you can get a Richie Greer with Hall of Fame Showtime, it might be very, very tough to stop him. 86 3 ball, 80 driving dunk, 86 ball handle, 88 perimeter defense, 89 speed as well as an 87 lateral quickness. So if you're just looking at his stats, that's absolutely ridiculous. Now, the one thing I wish was a little bit better is his speed with ball, and he is better on current gen than next gen. If you're kind of watching the video for one or the other, he's a little bit better on current gen. Comes with that 85 driving dunk tendency, hopping on to his defensive tendencies, which if I remember right, are decent enough. 72 on ball steal tendency. Badge wise, does come with the 1 Hall of Fame badges. Look at his gold badges. He comes with the base. His base card comes with 30 badges total, which is absolutely ridiculous. Gold catch and shoot, corner specialist, difficult shots, acrobat, relentless finisher, interceptor, trapper, contact finisher, fancy footwork, downhill, needle through space creator, stop and go, unpluckable, clutch shooter, flexible green machine, hot zone hunter. He does have steady shooter next gen that does turn to blinders, so obviously on next gen he's still going to be decent. He's not bad on next gen. I just think he's that little bit better on current gen. Tireless shooter, volume shooter, as well as silver clamps, off ball pest, and tireless defender. So obviously it hurts him honestly that he doesn't have a range extender. But when you really look at it, he doesn't have quick first step, doesn't have range extender. Okay, that's fine. He's going to be serviceable enough on the defensive end, has enough badge on the offensive end for him to be just fine. You got to remember, this is a card for under 10,000 MT, and I think he's one of the most overlooked and forgot about players in the game. Coming in at number 9 on my list, it is a guy that would be way higher on current gen. He will be way higher on next gen, but because of how absolutely useless he is on current gen, and the majority of the people watching this video are going to be on current gen, I can't put him any higher than 9. On next gen, he is an absolute killer. He shoots moving threes with some of the best of them in the game. But you go and look at Hedo here, and let's break down what Hugh Turpin is doing. See, obviously he's below 6K MT, which is ridiculous. 6'10", 220 pounds, 89 3 ball, 80 driving dunk, 83 ball handle, serviceable enough on the defensive end all the way around. The 70 interior is something that is higher than I honestly expected it to be. 85 speed as well as that 80 lateral quickness. So he's not super fast, not a very good defender, but on the offensive end, he's lights out with that 89 3 ball. Tendency wise, what was that, a 60 driving dunk tendency? 80 driving dunk tendency, which is better than that 60 that I thought it was going to be. So it's decent enough defensive tendencies. You look at the badges here, Hall of Fame catch and shoot. His release is absolutely awful. I hate his release. I don't know what they did to it this year, but it's absolutely terrible. Has gold corner specialist, break starter, dimer, bailout, downhill, quick first step, space creator, stop and go, unpluckable, green machine, hot zone hunter, range extender, steady shooter, which turns to blinders. Another reason why he's way better on next gen. It's not even comparable. Hugh Turpin on current gen probably wouldn't even make my top 10. On next gen, he would be top 5 for me, which is why I put him here at number 9. Very, very solid. And for his price at 6K, even on current gen, he's a very, very solid option. After Hedo coming in at number 8, we got another point guard that I don't want to say he's forgotten about or that he's not used for, that he's old, or any of this. But he's just kind of another guy that people don't tend to think about very much when they think about the point guard position. You don't think about Ricky Rubio. He's not one of your first thoughts to your mind. But for 5,000 MT, this guy is absolutely ridiculous. He's actually in the international set, which it doesn't surprise me that his price is what it is, considering that set I think locks in for deadlift shrimp, I think. No, does that lock in for Page? Let me see. It probably locks in for Page. That would make sense. Oh, Page is a part of that set. Okay, forget what I said. It locks in for a deadlift strength. But looking at Ricky here, obviously 5,000 MT, absolutely incredible. Comes with Hall of Fame Flash Passer. I mean, I'm not good with that badge. If you're good with that badge and use it, credit to you. Gold Break Starter, Lob City Passer, Dimer, Pickpocket, Pick Dodger, Trapper, Lightning Reflexes, Slithery Finisher, Bailout, Downhill, Needle Threader, Quick First Step, Floral General. Silver badges including Catch and Shoot, Clamps, Tireless, Defender, Handles for Days, Space Grid, and Stop and Go with the Bronze Corner Specialist. So even without upgrading or applying any badges, he is very, very solid. Now, he's the type of card that if you can find him with Range Extender or his Clamps upgraded, something like that, he's absolutely incredible. I love his release. If you know about Rubio's release, trust me, you know. One of the top releases in the game. And even if you don't get a badged up Rubio, he can still do his thing. With the 1 Hall of Fame badges, I guess it's Flash Passer, but with the 15 golds, 8 silver, and 1 bronze badge, he can definitely move and groove. Let's hop into a guy who I think is a very, very underrated card in the game. And honestly, when he first came out, I was underrating this card to the max. And I think the biggest reason that I underrated this AK is for the fact that I didn't love his release right away, but then the more I used him, the more I was like, okay, this guy can actually play. Here's a card, AK, 7K MT with Hall of Fame Rim Protector. I'm telling you guys right now, if you're on a budget, if I was a budget baller, I would pick this one up, no hesitation. Has an extra gold badge as well. Just look at this AK here for 7,000 MT. 83 ball, yes, you'd like that to be a little higher. 82 ball handle is very, very solid with Floor General, and maybe a coach who can get that to where he can peak. 91 block, 88 steal, 72 perimeter, 80 interior, good rebounder, 78 speed, and a 91 lateral quickness. Those are not stats for a card that should be going for under 7,000 MT. 80 driving dunk tendency. Let's hop on down to the defensive tendencies, which you guys can see are very, very elite all the way across the board. This AK specifically comes with the Hall of Fame Rim Protector. Normally, it just comes with Hall of Fame Tireless Defender, which is a pretty good badge as well. But Gold Break Starter, Pickpocket, Pick Dodger, Chase Down Artist, Clamps, Heart Crusher, Interceptor, Intimidator. Look at the badges he comes with. I don't care that he's not that great on the offensive end. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is how elite he is going to be on the defensive end. He's going to be able to knock down shots because he has a very solid release. And I'm telling you guys right now, if you're looking for a guy to just hold it down at the power forward position, for 6K MT, you can get one with Hall of Fame Rim for 7K. AK is that man with the plan. Amethyst Steve Francis comes in at number 6 on my list. You could definitely make the argument that a Steve Francis can be top 5. When you look at Steve Francis here, 6'3", 195 pounds, 83 ball. Yes, I would like to see that a little bit higher, and I know you guys would too. But he still has a 95 driving dunk, 89 ball handle, 85 steal, 78 perimeter defense, 91 speed ball acceleration. So it's at 85 lateral quickness. Yes, would I like to see Steve Francis be a little bit better on the defensive end? Absolutely. Would I like to see his 3 ball be a little bit better? Absolutely. But he's a mini kind of Russell Westbrook, John Wall type of player. You look at his driving dunk tendency, which is a 95, which is just absolutely crazy. Defensive tendencies are decent enough as well. Badge-wise, Hall of Fame Fast Break Finisher. He comes with 41 base badges. Did you mishear me? 41 base badges for a card for under 10,000 MT. Gold Catch and Shoot, Difficult Shots, Relentless Finisher, Consistent Finisher, Contact Finisher, Giant Slayer, Pro Touch, Bailout, Space Creator, Stop and Go, Clutch Shooter, Deadeye, Green Machine, Hot Zone Hunter. Absolutely ridiculous. Silver badges, Handles for Days, Quick First Step, Unpluckable, Tireless Shooter, Bronze Clamps, Dimer, Showtime, Range. Like, what more do you want out of him? Badged up, Steve Francis can get Gold Clamps, Showtime, Range. I'm telling you, a badged up Steve Francis is better than a badged up John Wall. I promise you, I promise you. If you can get Steve Francis badged up, watch out. Now, do I recommend applying badges to him? Absolutely not. Just pick him up his base card and run him, and he will be just fine. I think because of the De'Aaron Foxes of the world, stuff like that, that Steve Francis is getting overlooked. But there is absolutely no reason he should be this cheap. Coming in at number 5 is one of the cheapest guys on my list. One of the cheapest guys, and you guys know cheapest doesn't always mean not as good. Lafonzo Ellis. 2,000 MT for a card that current gen, next gen, it just doesn't matter. This card is elite. I fully expect him, once he's out of packs, his price will skyrocket. It has to. I mean, it has to with how good he truly, truly is. When you look at this Lafonzo Ellis here for 2,000 MT, it's ridiculous. Okay, let's compare him here. 6'8", 240 pounds. Obviously, you want to play him at the power forward position. 85 3 ball, 95 driving dunk. He can't handle the ball, but that's just fine. 85 block, 84 interior, 84 offensive, 88 defense rebounding, 74 speed. I would like to see that a little bit higher, but with D'Antoni, that's 78. You're looking at a guy with a set, like basically the same as AK. 77 lateral quickness. Obviously, AK has him in that as well. But the thing I like about Lafonzo over an Andrei Kirilenko is that he's going to be able to shoot the ball better, has the driving dunk to go along with it as well. And 95 driving dunk tendency. You look at the defensive tendencies. That is one thing that is very, very alarming. The defensive tendencies are absolutely terrible. Let's hop into the badges. 21 golds, acrobat, relentless, finisher, chase down artist, intimidator, lightning reflexes, moving truck, rebound chaser, pogo stick, worm, consistent finisher, contact finisher, pick and roller, pro touch, gold showtime, so their finisher, as well as bronze, gold brick wall, and bronze clamps. Now, the thing is, he has a completely different array of badges than an Andrei Kirilenko, but they're still very, very fine. If you really want to make this Lafonzo Ellis, like super, super great, everything like that, you could give him range. Now, I'm telling you, if you give Lafonzo range, flexible release, stuff like that, quick first step, he would be absolutely incredible. Now, I'm not telling you to give him the catch and shoot range and all of that, because he's good as his base card. But if you can find a Lafonzo, even with gold catch and shoot, that would be a very, very good addition to this card if you can find one for that below the 10K price range. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to apply badges, but for 2,000 MT, you can't pass up on Lafonzo Ellis. Coming in at number 4 here is Ruby Gerald Green. Another guy, he's a newer card, so a lot more people are on the Gerald Green hype train. Then a guy that's of the past, like you guys will see, just one step ahead of Gerald Green. But Gerald Green under 3,000 MT, and it is crazy. We're starting to see these budget cards that are very, very usable for pretty cheap. 6'7", 205 pounds, 85 3-ball, 95 driving dunk, 86 ball control. On the offensive end, absolutely ridiculous. Defensively, he leaves a little bit to be desired. 78 perimeter defense, 83 speed, as well as a 79 lateral quickness. So defensively, you know what you're going to get. A not very good defender. But on the offensive end, I think he more than makes up for it. He legitimately has a 0 on-ball steal tendency. I don't know if I've ever seen a 0 before, but Gerald Green made history. Then you look at the badges here. Gold catch and shoot, corner specialist, difficult shots, Lob City finisher, chase down artist, showtime, another important badge, gold quick first step, deadeye, flexible, green machine. Like, what more could you want out of a card? Honestly, like, I get he doesn't have range extender. Look at the badges that can be applied. Clamps, obviously, is an important one. And that's the one, if you want to soup up your Gerald Green, you definitely can look for one with clamps. Now, the odds are nobody's going to apply clamps to a card that goes for 2,000 MT. But still, look at the base badges. For 2,000 MT, this Gerald Green is super, super solid. Coming in one step ahead of Gerald Green is Ruby Nick Anderson, going for like 3,000 MT, and he's pretty similar to Gerald Green. They're gonna give you a lot on offense, and neither one of them are super, super great on defense. 6'6", 205 pounds, 93 3-ball. Nick Anderson's gonna be better shooter, not as good going to the hoop, not near as good, but a way better shooter with the range extender. 83 ball handle. He's a little better defender. 80 steal, 82 perimeter defense, 83 speed, as well as an 84 lateral quickness. So quite a bit better on the defensive end, as well as a better shooter, but just not as versatile on the offensive end. 80 driving dunk tendency. You look at the on-ball steal tendency, which is a 77. Badge-wise, gold catch and shoot, corner specialist, hot zone hunter, range extender. Does have the blinders on next gen as well. I think Gerald Green did as well. But silver pick dodger, bailout, flexible, green machine, as well as the bronze clamps and deadeye. So the big thing obviously is that Nick Anderson does come with the bronze clamps and the gold range extender. And so when you're comparing him and Gerald Green, it's really preference, because Gerald Green's better attacking the rim, gets you some showtime dunks and some stuff like that. But at the same time, Nick Anderson is an absolute sharp shooter, as well as being able to hold it down on the defensive end. So between the two, it's really preference. Both of them are very solid for their price tag. Coming in at number 2 is a guy that is, I don't want to say he's next gen made, because he's decent enough on current gen, but on next gen, this guy makes a big step to being worth, like, obviously he's 8K, but he's more than worth that on next gen. You look at Bingo Smith here, 6'5", 215 pounds. Let's just go over his stats. 87 3-ball, 80 driving dunk, 86 ball handle, 80 steal, 85 perimeter defense, 88 speed, 85 speed ball, 87 acceleration, so it's an 85 lateral quickness. Those stats are incredible for a shooting guard, okay? You look at his dunk tendencies, 80 driving dunk tendency, which is serviceable enough. Defensive tendencies here for Bingo. Now, you guys know that I love my tendencies and I love Bingo Smith. Looking at the badges here, Hall of Fame Slithery and Slippery Off-Ball. Slippery Off-Ball, let me tell you, on current gen is a super overpowered badge. And trust me, it is, because, you know, you send him on a back cut, he's going to get open 9 times out of 10. Next gen, still waiting on them to patch the backdoor thing, but until we get there, he's just not going to really be able to make the most out of that. Gold, catch and shoot, difficult shots, acrobat, relentless finisher, pick dodger, clamps, off-ball pest, trapper, contact, finisher, fancy footwork, giant slayer, downhill, quick first step, unpluckable, flexible release, tireless shooter, volume shooter, silver, corner specialist, lob city passer, intimidator, tireless defender, handles for this. Look at the badges. I'm going through all of these badges, waiting for one I can skip, but all of these badges are super important. He doesn't have useless badges, and I love that on Bingo Smith. You look at the badges he doesn't have: pick and popper, teardropper, post spin technician, drop stepper, put back boss. He doesn't have the badges that you don't need. He basically has everything he needs. Obviously Showtime, if he can get Showtime, dunks is an important badge, range extender is as well, but his base card is absolutely incredible, and I'm telling you, if you're next gen for under 10,000 MT, he is top notch. Now, through this whole list, there's not one guy on the list that I'd be comfortable running in a competitive type game. The last guy, I would be very comfortable running in a competitive type game in Amethyst, Shawn Kemp. Look at this Shawn Kemp here. He's legitimately, let me see if I can get one of these for 4K MT, because if I can, I'm going to get him for 4K MT. But the thing about Shawn Kemp that people, I feel like people sleep on it for some reason. I don't know. I'll bid that. I don't care. Give me him for that price. People sleep on him for whatever reason. I don't know why people are sleeping on this card, because they need to wake up. Shawn Kemp is absolutely incredible. 6'10", 230 pounds. Whether you want to play him at power forward or center, he can do either one. 83 ball. I love his release. It's a little slower. Super easy to green. 96 driving dunk. 83 ball handle. Yes, he can handle the ball. 84 interior defense. His 53 perimeter defense kind of holds me back from playing him at the 4, but at the center position, he's just fine. Good enough rebounder, 84 speed, and then 73 lateral quickness. You look at the tendencies: 86 driving dunk, or 96 driving dunk tendency. Tap on down to the steal tendency, 53, but he does have an 85 contest shot, 85 block shot tendency. Now, those tendencies are very valuable, considering he doesn't have some key interior defensive badges that you might want. The Hall of Fame Showtime is key for Shawn Kemp. If you get him on the break, even if you just get a step on the opposing center, can dunk it with Hall of Fame Showtime. Can't be overvalued, as well as Gold Relentless, finisher, break, starter, lob city passer, chase down artist, moving truck, contact finisher, fancy footwork, downhill, quick first step, stop and go, brick wall. So obviously he is missing catch and shoot, corner specialist, some badges that you might want on him. Pick and roll is another badge you might want to put on him. So he is missing some badges, yes. But with that being said, you give him catch and shoot, you give him range extender, you give him pick and roller, you give him, you know, some of those key badges, corner specialist, he becomes a top card in the game. If you give him those 4 badges, I'm telling you, he's comp ready. I promise you. I would not be hesitant at all to run that card in a competitive type game. And out of all the cards that I talked about today, Shawn Kemp is the only one that I would feel comfortable running in a competitive setting. So I just got that one for 4,000 MT for a guy that I'm comfortable running in a competitive type setting. He is an absolute steal for that price tag, and by far and away the best budget player in NBA 2K21. But guys, comment down below which of these guys was I too high on, was I too low on. Let me know, who did I completely miss out on, guys. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys and have a blessed day.